There's a little brown bottle sitting in almost every bathroom cabinet in America. It cost you maybe $1. You probably bought it years ago to clean a scraped knee, and it's been gathering dust ever since. But here's something the plumbing industry isn't exactly rushing to put on a billboard. That same dollar bottle of hydrogen peroxide can keep your drains clear, fresh, and flowing, and it can save you a small fortune in service calls and overpriced chemical cleaners along the way. Think about it. The average plumber visit just to clear a slow drain can run you well over $100, sometimes a lot more. And the harsh commercial drain cleaners on the store shelf? Those are pricey too, and they can actually eat away at your pipes over time. Meanwhile, the humble bottle of peroxide you already own does a lot of the same work for pennies. Now, to be fair, plumbers aren't villains twirling their mustaches. But the simple truth is that a homeowner who knows a few easy maintenance tricks calls the plumber a whole lot less often. So let's talk about what that quiet little bottle can really do. Grab your peroxide, and let's get into it. Number 1. It eats the gunk that causes most clogs. Let's start with the big one, because this is the thing that surprises people the most. Most of the clogs that slow down your sinks and tubs are not caused by some mysterious object lodged deep in your pipes. They are caused by organic buildup, including hair, soap scum, skin cells, toothpaste residue, food particles, and grease. Over time, all of that sticky stuff clings to the inside walls of your pipes and slowly chokes off the flow. Hydrogen peroxide is what is known as an oxidizer, and that is exactly why it works here. When it comes into contact with that organic material, it reacts and breaks it down, loosening the buildup from the pipe walls so it can be flushed away. You may even notice some gentle bubbling or foaming. That is the peroxide releasing oxygen as it does its job. The method could not be simpler. Take about 1 cup of standard 3% hydrogen peroxide, the same concentration you would find in a drugstore bottle, and pour it directly down the drain. Let it sit and do its thing for about 20 to 30 minutes. For a more stubborn slowdown, you can leave it longer, even a couple of hours. Then chase it with hot water from the tap to wash everything loose down the line. If your drain was only mildly sluggish, there is a decent chance it is running noticeably better after just 1 treatment. And if it is still a little slow, you can simply repeat the process. Number 2. It kills the bacteria behind that awful drain smell. You know the smell. You walk into the kitchen or the bathroom, and there is a faint, sour, musty, funky odor wafting up from the sink. You clean the counters, you take out the trash, and it's still there. That's because the smell is not coming from your room. It is coming from your drain. What is actually happening is that a layer of bacteria and gunk, sometimes called biofilm, is building up inside the drain and along the pipe walls. As that bacteria breaks down the organic stuff washing past it, it releases those rotten, swampy odors back up into your home. This is where hydrogen peroxide really shines, because it is a natural antimicrobial. It does not just mask the smell with a perfume, it actually reduces the odor-causing bacteria living down there. Pour it in, give it a few minutes to work, and you are treating the source of the problem instead of covering it up. A lot of people reach for an air freshener or a scented spray when their drain smells. Those just hide the issue for a few hours. A peroxide flush goes after what is really causing it. Number 3. The baking soda combo for slow drains. If a plain peroxide pour isn't quite cutting it on a sluggish drain, here's the next move. And it's one you can do with 2 things you almost certainly already have in the house. Start by pouring about 1 cup of baking soda down the drain. Baking soda is a mild abrasive and a natural deodorizer, and it helps loosen and break up the debris clinging inside the pipe. Then follow it with about 1 cup of 3% hydrogen peroxide. You'll get a satisfying foaming, fizzing action as the 2 work together. That foam is great for working its way into the buildup and helping lift it off the pipe walls. Let the mixture sit for at least 30 minutes so it has time to do the work, then flush it all down with plenty of hot water. One quick note for the chemistry-minded out there. Baking soda and peroxide don't create some violent volcanic reaction. The peroxide is doing the oxidizing while the baking soda scrubs and deodorizes. Together they make a gentle, effective team for routine drain maintenance. No harsh fumes, no corrosive chemicals, just a clean, fresh-flowing drain. Number 4. The dish soap trick that cuts through grease. Kitchen drains have a special enemy, and that enemy is grease. Every time you rinse a greasy pan or pour a little cooking fat down the sink, some of it coats the inside of your pipes. As it cools, it hardens and gets sticky, and it grabs onto every food particle and bit of debris that comes floating past. That's how a kitchen drain goes from fast to frustratingly slow. Here's a trick that targets exactly that problem. Pour your hydrogen peroxide down the drain and let it sit for a minute or two to start breaking down the organic material. Then add a good squirt of regular dish soap. The soap acts as a surfactant, which is just a fancy way of saying it helps loosen and lift grease and food particles off the pipe walls. Let everything sit together for several minutes, up to 10 if the drain is really funky, and then flush it through with hot water. Peroxide handles the organic gunk and the odor-causing bacteria, and the dish soap goes to war on the grease. It's a 1-2 punch that's especially handy for the kitchen sink. Number 5. The 2-week flush that prevents clogs before they start. This one is the real money saver, and it is the tip that quietly keeps the plumber's truck out of your driveway. Here's the thing about clogs. By the time you notice your drain is slow, the buildup has usually been forming for weeks or even months. The gunk does not appear overnight. It accumulates a little at a time until one day there is finally enough of it to choke off the flow. So instead of waiting for a problem and then scrambling to fix it, you can simply stay ahead of it. Every couple of weeks, pour a cup of hydrogen peroxide down each of your main drains and let it sit for a bit before flushing with hot water. That's it. This regular flush keeps organic debris and bacteria from ever building up into a real clog in the first place. It is the same logic as changing the oil in your car. A few minutes of cheap, easy maintenance now saves you from a big, expensive headache later. And as a bonus, keeping your pipes free of gunk and corrosive buildup can help them last longer too. A clogged drain feels like an emergency. A 2-week peroxide flush makes sure you rarely have one. Number 6. Freshen up the garbage disposal. If your kitchen smells off and you've already treated the drain, there is a good chance the culprit is sitting right there in your sink, the garbage disposal. Disposals are little factories for funky smells. Bits of food get caught under the splash guard, trapped around the grinding chamber, and stuck in all the nooks and crannies you can't see or reach. As that food breaks down, it stinks, and no amount of running water seems to fix it. A little hydrogen peroxide can help freshen things up. With the disposal off, pour some hydrogen peroxide down into it and let it sit for a few minutes so it can break down the food residue and knock back the odor-causing bacteria. One important step here. When you're done, turn the disposal on and run plenty of cold water through it to flush everything out thoroughly. Cold water is the right call for a disposal, and a good rinse makes sure nothing is left sitting on the metal parts. Done right, this is a quick, cheap way to take your kitchen from sour to fresh. Number 7. Refresh the dishwasher and washing machine drains. Here is a connection most people never make. Your dishwasher and your washing machine have drains too, and they get just as gunky as the ones you can see. Think about what goes through them. Your dishwasher is constantly draining away grease, food particles, and detergent residue. Your washing machine is flushing out lint, dirt, body oils, and soap scum. Over time, all of that builds up in the drain lines and the hidden corners of the machines, and it can leave your clean dishes and laundry smelling musty. Hydrogen peroxide can help here in a couple of ways. You can add some to your dishwasher and run an empty cycle to help clean and freshen the machine and its drain line. For laundry, peroxide has long been used as a gentle, color-safe brightener and stain fighter. It is great on stains like blood, wine, and coffee, and running it through helps keep that machine fresher too. It is the same workhorse chemical pulling double duty all over your house, going after the same organic buildup and bacteria wherever water drains away. Number 8. Don't forget the hidden gunk traps. Now for the spots almost nobody thinks about, and where a shocking amount of nasty buildup likes to hide. The first is the overflow hole. Look at your bathroom sink, and you'll usually see a small opening near the top of the basin. That's the overflow, and it is there to keep the sink from flooding. Because water rarely flows through it, it becomes a perfect little cave for slime, gunk, and bacteria to grow undisturbed. That hidden buildup is often the real reason a clean sink still smells. The second is the pop-up stopper, that metal or plastic plug in the bottom of the basin. Pull it up sometime and take a look at what is wrapped around it. Most people are horrified the first time they do. It is usually coated in a slick layer of hair, soap scum, and slime. Hydrogen peroxide is perfect for both. Pour a little into the overflow hole to attack the hidden gunk in that channel. When you pull out the stopper, you can use peroxide to help clean and disinfect it before you put it back. These are the spots that the foaming, oxidizing action was practically made for. Out-of-sight buildup that is quietly causing odors and slowdowns. Number 9. Why it beats the harsh stuff on the shelf. Let's finish with the comparison that really drives the whole thing home, because this is where you see why that dollar bottle is such a quiet hero. Walk down the cleaning aisle and you will find big jugs of commercial drain cleaner. A lot of those products work by being extremely caustic. They often contain harsh acids or lye. Yes, they can blast through a clog, but they come with real downsides. They are expensive, they are hazardous to handle and dangerous to breathe. They can be harmful to the environment and to wildlife. And used repeatedly, strong chemicals like that can actually accelerate corrosion and damage your pipes over time. That is its own kind of expensive problem down the road. Hydrogen peroxide is a completely different animal. At standard household 3% strength, it is non-corrosive to your pipes in normal use. And here is the genuinely elegant part. When hydrogen peroxide breaks down, it decomposes into nothing but water and oxygen. That's it. No lingering toxic residue sitting in your plumbing, no harsh fumes filling your kitchen. It does its work and then quietly turns back into the two most harmless things on Earth. So you have got something that is cheaper, gentler on your pipes, easier on the planet, and that you very likely already own. When you stack it up against a pricey jug of caustic chemicals, it is not really a close contest for everyday maintenance. A few important safety notes. Before you go pouring peroxide down every drain in the house, there are a handful of things you absolutely need to know, because using it the right way matters. First and most important, never mix hydrogen peroxide with chlorine bleach. Combining the two can create dangerous, unstable chemistry, and it's simply not worth the risk. If you've recently used bleach in a drain or sink, don't follow it up with peroxide. Keep these two completely separate. Second, stick to the standard 3% concentration, the ordinary drugstore bottle. That's all you need for any of these household jobs. Higher industrial strength concentrations are a different beast entirely and aren't meant for casual home use. Third, treat it with a little respect even at 3%. Peroxide can irritate your skin, so it's smart to wear gloves and avoid splashing it around. Keep it away from your eyes. Fourth, if you have a septic system, go easy. Septic tanks rely on a delicate balance of beneficial bacteria to break down waste, and repeatedly dumping in something that kills bacteria can throw that balance off and cause real problems with your system. So if you're on septic, don't make heavy peroxide flushing a frequent habit, and lean on enzyme-based septic-safe products instead for regular maintenance. And finally, the honest truth. Hydrogen peroxide is a fantastic tool for organic buildup, odors, and minor slowdowns, but it is not a miracle worker. It won't dissolve mineral scale from hard water. It won't clear a solid object lodged in your pipe, and it won't fix a serious blockage deep in your main line. If you've got a drain that's completely backed up, water pooling and refusing to move, or sewage smells and slow drains all over the house at once, that's a sign of a bigger problem. That's exactly the moment to actually call a licensed plumber. Peroxide isn't going to save you there, and trying to force it won't help. For everything short of that, though, the slow sinks, the funky smells, the routine upkeep that keeps small problems from becoming big ones, that little brown bottle is one of the best kept secrets in your whole house. Wrapping up. So there you have it, 9 reasons that dusty bottle of hydrogen peroxide deserves a permanent spot in your cleaning routine instead of the back of the cabinet. It clears the organic gunk behind most clogs, kills the bacteria that make your drains smell, teams up beautifully with baking soda and dish soap, and quietly prevents problems before they ever start. It freshens your disposal, your dishwasher, and your washing machine, gets into the hidden gunk traps you forget about, and does it all without the cost, the corrosion, or the harsh chemicals of the stuff on the store shelf. The next time your drain starts running slow or smelling funky, reach for the peroxide before you reach for your phone to call for help. Your pipes will thank you, and so will your wallet. This channel is all about sharing simple, common-sense tricks that help you stop wasting money and get more out of the things you already have sitting around the house. We've got plenty more ideas like this on the way. So if this was helpful, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss one. Your wallet will thank you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.